On the 7th of May 2019, Fulio's close friend and collaborator, 19-year-old Tiki, or T-Shots, is shot in a tan SUV at the 5900 block of Christabel Avenue, just north of the Hilltop Village apartments. Tiki's passing wasn't announced until nearly a month after the incident. However, if you wanted to know the news early, you would only have to go and have a look at Queso's social media, where he appeared holding an assault rifle and quoting one of Tiki's lyrics.
Big lock on me, ain't got no safety. Big lock on me, don't got no safety.
In the month,
niggas be so stupid. Niggas be like trying to troll, and niggas be trying to troll so hard, and just end up connecting you to it. But then, like, at the same time, they don't care because they want to be connected to it, but you don't need to be connected to it. It don't make no sense.
Following Tiki's slaying, countless disses against him made their way into ATK's music, dissing the fallen op and saying they're smoking him. Of course, Tiki was one of those names along with Bibby, who was famously disrespected on Who I Smoke. Thing is though, around this time, the ATK shooters were very active. And it wasn't just their enemies being targeted, it was the families of their enemies too. Also in May 2019, KTA shooters attempt to silence the sister of Zion Brown, with this going down on the 2-year anniversary of the Zion assassination. Remember at the start of this story when Zion Brown's shooter was identified as Trey Shorty by Brown's 16-year-old sister, who was also hit? Well, she had actually made a pretty brave post on Facebook calling out Trey Shorty as the shooter and saying that the police are refusing to help them. And well, in a hit apparently ordered from jail by Zion's killer himself, in an attempt to silence Zion's sister from speaking out publicly and testifying at trial, she was shot 14 times.
McFadden says in retaliation to her son's murder 2 years ago, her daughter was shot 14 times in May. She believes her daughter was targeted.
He was murdered by someone.
But what do the girl got to do with this though? What do the women have to do with this though? Like, we all dumbass little boys can do whatever y'all want to do to each other, but once y'all get women and children involved that don't got nothing to do with this shit, well, of course children can't do nothing, but once you get women involved that don't got nothing to do with this shit, then you lose respect.
From their gang, and that person was sending messages from the jail threatening that if my daughter goes to trial, that he would get somebody to kill her.
Now, the young lady fortunately survived this assassination attempt, and ATK Beezy, real name Caleb Sheffield, ends up getting arrested for this shooting. But in a shock twist, only 18 days after he's arrested, charges are dropped after he provides an airtight alibi and video footage proving that he was in Orlando at the time of the shooting.
17-year-old Caleb Sheffield is set free 18 days after he was booked into Duval County Jail on 4 counts of attempted murder. Sources tell News4Jax a video proves Sheffield was in Orlando at the time of the shooting.
If he's not the shooter, then that means the real one is still out there.
Now, just when you thought this beef couldn't get more dark, do you remember a young man by the name of Corbin who went missing about a year earlier? Well, in July 2019, Corbin is found under tragic circumstances. According to police, his skeletal remains were found in a wooded area in northwest Jacksonville.
Corbin Johnson's family reported him missing July 13th, 2018. The 18-year-old disappeared not long after a job interview. Now, 1 year later, his case is being investigated as a murder.
Corbin Johnson was last seen alive in July of last year. Then last Friday, a man discovered the victim's skeletal remains in a wooded area of northwest Jacksonville off Utsey Road.
Sky 4 flew over the scene as police investigated. You can see multiple yellow evidence markers and a dog sniffing around the wooded area.
Now, the loss of Corbin is why some ATK members rep S4C, or Spaz for Corbin, and Fulio would later speak on what happened to Corbin in a pretty disrespectful tone, saying what happened to Corbin is his worst fear.
This is my worst fear, bro. If you're going news for Jax, bro, the nigga Corbin really did got kidnapped. Like, I know he got abducted. Do you know how much sense that make? Because when you grown, you get abducted. You don't get kidnapped, like, type shit.
This is why I see why people be getting shot. Because, like, if you was talking about my homie and my homie real life got abducted, popped, and then they buried his body in the woods, and you get on live just kind of like, you know, saying that's your worst fear, and you damn near gots to go. It's like certain shit people be doing. Like, YBC Dude was out here tweaking. Some of the shit he was saying he had to go for.
Man got abducted, real like, that's my worst fear. A nigga kidnapping me, I swear to God, bro. Like, I swear to God, on the news it said that man bones got found. Like, that man bones got found. Just bones, I swear to God. They said a nigga was mowing the line and ran over that man bones. I swear to God, I ain't making this shit up. No cap. You going news for Jax right now. Nigga was more on the line to find that man bones. I swear to God, no cap. Boy, I be down for nigga kidnap me, but I'm finna kick, scream, holler, bite your ass, pinch your ass. I'm finna do whatever, man. Nigga ain't kidnapping me, bro. That nigga Corbin got kidnapped. Real boy, ain't none of my niggas getting kidnapped, bro. Real shit, bro.
Now, with that kind of energy floating around, then it's no surprise that there was some heavy disrespect incoming from the other side. Right. And in September 2019, Queso would make the news. But this time, not for a grisly crime, but instead getting inducted into the Self-Snitching Hall of Fame by attempting to release a music project with this cover. Yes, Queso took to Instagram.
I know this ain't what I think it is.
To announce the pending release of his new project titled Bibby Ow, that came along with a front cover that depicts Queso and ATKYBZ quite literally smoking the dead ops, with these people all being pictured and named as Dirk, Vontae, Zion Brown, Bibby, and Trey D, all close friends of Foolio's who have lost their lives. But really, it's Bibby who is the centerpiece, and let's not forget, people, Queso is literally sat in jail right now, charged with the murder of Bibby. I've got to say, this is probably the first time in rap history that the front cover of a project has been so disrespectful it has literally made the news. Because this cover caused an enormous uproar in the Jacksonville community, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if this front cover itself quite literally didn't play a significant role in the investigation against Queso for Bibby's murder.
The controversial rap album cover is making its way around social media. The cover shows pictures of men who have been murdered in Jacksonville. Local rapper Queso posted the picture to Instagram.
The caption on the post says, "Y'all DM ATKYBZ and tell him to drop dead and I'ma drop it tonight." This album cover, a local rapper named Queso posted on Instagram Monday, is frustrating for parents like Bonetta McFadden. Her son Zion Brown is on the cover. She says he and some of the other men in the picture were murdered.
It hurts my heart, like, to see my son on there as a joke.
Brown's mother is outraged. She feels like the local rappers are glorifying these murders by putting the victims' faces on the album cover. It's unclear if the rappers are directly linked to these murders.
Now, in response to the uproar in the community over this cover, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office begun to look much harder at Queso and the people around him. And eventually this extra attention would lead to some arrests, but not for quite some time. And so the violence in the street would continue, as did the disrespect for the ops on social media. Right. And even with all the added attention of the authorities and literally being on the news from this album cover, Queso didn't think for a second to switch up and act smarter. No, in October, Queso would use the news clip about his incredibly incriminating front cover as an intro for the music video of his new song, Queso Bitch. Yet another masterclass in self-snitching, Queso rapped countless times that he was smoking Dirk and Bibby, as well as saying Bibby had a closed casket, I'm not surprised, and suggesting that he had shot at Y&R Mookie with a Draco. Now,
and you see where he at now, you know? So I just want to say, if you're going to do all this gangster shit, you're going to try to be Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Cool Guy everywhere, you're going to be the one that's stepping, sliding, doing all this criminal activity, you can expect stupid shit like this to happen to you, bro, because you're putting yourself out there and trying to act like you did it. So when they think that you did it for real, they're going to charge you like you did it. Now, if you did or didn't do it, who knows? But if you're acting like you did it, they're going to get on your ass like you did it. But how about we stop doing stupid shit and then we try to put that same energy we put into dissing the ops to getting some money to move out? Because instead of saying in Jacksonville, where there ain't nothing going on, how about we just move down to Miami and say, forget them niggas and we just do our own thing? How about we do that? Why don't we all move to Atlanta or move to goddamn Houston or move to goddamn Dallas or do something, man? Just stop staying in the same area trying to gangbang.